Welcome. Thank you for all joining us. I'm really excited that you're here. Today, we're going to go over our social media strategy that I use with Eric, and then some other examples from people I see in the community. So you might be in this presentation. So if you see us, wait, or see yourself, wave. All right. So my name is Jessica Pacenti, and I am a digital marketing specialist. I'm the owner of J. Taylor Marketing, a small business that focuses on digital marketing for entrepreneurs, content creators, and luxury goods and services, which includes the luxury real estate market. I have 7 years of professional marketing experience within various industries: construction, interior design, fitness, outdoors, grocery, luxury hospitality, and luxury food and beverage. So I have a lot of experience in a lot of different areas. I focus primarily on social media and content creation. So I really strategize with these individual people and businesses on how to really bring their brand to social media, streamline their brand, make it really ownable, and then create valuable content that their consumers want to see. I'm a new cat mom as of a week ago, and most importantly, I am Eric's social media manager. So I have been with Eric since April, and we have worked together really diligently to build his platforms up, and so far things have been going really great. So today we're going to go over part one. This is a two-part series, so it's kind of broken into two pieces. This week we'll focus a lot on the summary and the starting points, and then next week will be a lot more technical. So we'll go over things like analytics and the nitty-gritty next week. But today we're going to start with the summary of the apps and their features, some limiting beliefs that you guys might have, and then setting up your profile. Then we're going to move into content. So things that Eric focuses on, where we find our ideas, how to film and content batching, some examples of that content, and how follower count really plays a role in your social media strategy. So we'll finish with equipment that you need, and there's not a lot, so you guys will actually be in the clear for that one. So we all know that social media is really important, but why? So it's where the people are. And this day and age, people are moving online faster than ever. And I spoke with Eric and we talked about some historical real estate marketing trends that he did when he first started out 27 years ago. It was in magazines, it was print media, it was waiting in your office for people to come in on a Saturday and talk to you. And it's really changed. So now social media is where you will make new connections with people you may never have met in person. And that can include people who are way out of the area. It could include people who are just shy and introverted and don't really want to go make a physical appearance in an office. It really allows you to connect with people who already feel like they're very involved in your life. They feel like they're your friend just because they're seeing you appear on social media. It's also a place where you can generate mostly free leads. And when I say mostly free, I'm referring to the cost of the equipment that you're using. So this could be the cost of your phone, it could be the cost of your camera, it could be the cost of your cellular service. Basically, social media is free if you're not taking into account the cost of the equipment. But you're never going to have to pay additional money when you're on these platforms unless you really want to boost something or run an ad. Social media is also a place where you can develop and expand your own personal brand. So a lot of you might already have a web page or a website, and it could be related to your brokerage. So you don't have a lot of flexibility on what your brand looks like, what the feel is, what the fonts are, what the colors are, and how you represent yourself on that website. But when you're on social media, you're able to develop your own style and push that out into the world so people feel a certain way about you, which is really great. There's a lot of flexibility there. And finally, it's a place where you can have fun. So once you get started, it's a little bit tricky when you get started. It can be kind of scary, but once you ease into it, it gets a little bit easier. You kind of know what you're doing. It gets really fun and you make a lot of new connections and you meet a lot of great people. You can meet mentors, you can meet partners, you can meet business partners, you can meet new clients. It's really a great place to be. And if you're not already there, I recommend that you hop on. So we'll get started with the platforms. Now, there are 4 major platforms. Many of you probably already know what these are. It's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. And these are not the only platforms. There's also Pinterest, there's also Twitter, there's Zillow, there's Yelp. There's so many different social media platforms, but for this presentation only, we're going to focus on the 4. And then specifically, we're going to focus on Instagram and Facebook because those are the easiest places to start. So we start with Instagram. If you don't already have an Instagram, you might not know this, but here it is. They have many different types of content. So static photos is how Instagram began. It's just a singular photo on the feed. You can like and engage with it. They also have carousel photos, which is more than one photo, and the user can actually swipe along and view multiple photos at once. They now have Reels. This has been around for about almost 2.5, 3 years. And this is a 9:16 aspect ratio video that's up to 90 seconds long. You can add music, you can add fun stickers, you can do trends. It's a very interactive place, and Instagram is really pushing this content right now because it's new and they're competing with TikTok. There's also stories. These have been around for a really long time, about 5 or 6 years now. And this displays up in the top row when you go onto your home page. So these last for 24 hours only. They're not permanent. You can add interactive stickers and clickable links to these stories, and they're really engaging for people to interact with. I consider Instagram to be a nurturing platform, and we'll go back to that later once we review TikTok. Some more people in. All right, so TikTok is relatively new. It's been pretty big for the last 3 to 4 years, but it was previously the Musical.ly app, and then it kind of transformed into a new adult version. So the features of this, again, are videos that are in the 9:16 aspect ratio, which is the dimensions of your phone. So it's easy to display full screen vertically. So these are up to 180-second videos, which is 3 minutes. There's tons of editing features, audios, filters, and trends that you can use. It's a very interactive app and a very engaging and addicting app for users. They also have stories, which is brand new, and they're displayed on your profile for 24 hours. But unlike Instagram, where you click it to view it, it just shows up like a regular video, gathers engagement just like a regular TikTok video, and then disappears after 24 hours. So it does not stay and continue to gain views after the 24 hours. Now, TikTok is a reach platform. So when I talk about reach, TikTok is a great place to reach a ton of people. So if you're on TikTok and you're posting videos, you're going to be sent out to multiple people in multiple areas with multiple interests to see who comes back and actually interacts with your page. You have so much ability to reach a lot of people here that this is a great place to just be active on, talk to people, interact. But what ends up happening is it's like a funnel. So they come to your TikTok page and then they go back to your Instagram page. And this is where they follow you and where you nurture that relationship with those really invested followers. They found you on TikTok, they might have found you through Instagram Reels, but Instagram is a great place to nurture those relationships and turn those followers into customers or clients. Facebook is another very common platform, and I think most of you are already using it, but if you're not, there's so many features on Facebook. It's really like the original social media. So videos, you can do any orientation, portrait or landscape, any duration. You can do Reels now, which are very common across all platforms. But for Facebook particularly, it's only up to 30 seconds, and the editing capabilities are not as advanced as the other apps. You can do stories. These are displayed on your profile for 24 hours, basically identical to Instagram. And the fun thing about this is that Instagram and Facebook can be directly linked to one another. You have to have a business Facebook page in order to do this, but you can link them together. So you can set up your CRM or Rate My Agent or Canva to auto post to your Facebook and your other media platforms so that you can directly post from those media sources, which is really, really cool. But you must have, like I said before, a business Facebook page in order to do that. And Eric does have a business Facebook page, so if you're not already following him, go ahead and give him a follow. And you can see how his page is set up and how it links directly to his Instagram. So the content on both platforms is the same. Mostly the same, not always the same. And then we finally have YouTube. So YouTube is tried and true. YouTube has been around almost as long as Facebook. It's huge now. It features a lot of different things, primarily video content. Now they've introduced YouTube Shorts, which are the TikTok equivalent, but on YouTube. So again, the 9:16 aspect ratio for videos. This is up to 60 seconds. Some editing features, some audios, some filters, and some trends. But again, it's still not as advanced as TikTok. TikTok is really the king when it comes to short form video content. And of course, you can still do traditional YouTube videos, any duration, with the ability to add a long caption and description and add direct links to that caption. So if you're pushing people to listings or your website or your other media sources, YouTube is a great place to do that because they can find everything in one section. It's also awesome for landscape orientation videos where the other apps are not. Typically, the other apps are all the vertical format, whereas YouTube is still the landscape orientation and really great for long form content. So anywhere between 3 and 11 minutes or more really do well on YouTube, whereas the longer form content doesn't typically perform as well on the other apps because people are just not going there to watch long videos, but they are going to YouTube to watch those long videos. So according to the NAR, 76% of realtors are not using YouTube, 48% of them are not using Instagram, and 95% of them are not on TikTok. And what this should say to you is that there is a huge opportunity for you to get on these media outlets and put your name out there and get out there in front of people because it's just not being utilized by real estate enough. Like you'll see a few people here and there. There's some big names out there. Typically, a lot of them are coaches or media coaches or YouTube coaches, but they work in the real estate industry. They're targeting realtors, but there's not that many actual working realtors who are like specialized in a local area that are on these platforms. So right now is a great opportunity for you to hop on and start gaining more business. But it can be very overwhelming. So you want to kind of start out small. All of you have different levels of social media experience. Some of you are in different places. Some of you might have been doing it for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and some of you are maybe here because you've never done it before and you want to learn how. So it can be very overwhelming at any stage, and I recommend starting small. What we did with Eric when I joined was he was all over everything. He has every platform. He has a lot of content already. So we niched down and we really started focusing on the content that was the most valuable. And with a lot of other clients that I have, we typically choose 1 to 2 platforms and we'll run with that for 4 to 8 weeks, see how we're doing, see how the content's performing, and then we start to expand to the other platforms once we really honed in and learned more about the process. Each person is different. Everybody's going to have a different amount of time that they can dedicate to social media. So really start with 1 to 2, see how you feel, and then expand as you start to increase your experience. So for this presentation, I recommend starting with Facebook Business and Instagram. Those are 2 very powerful platforms for real estate agents currently. We use those every single day, and I recommend this because you can share both photo and video, which you cannot do typically on TikTok or on YouTube. Facebook Business also allows you to post listings in Facebook Marketplace. So this is a great place to get your listing out to new eyes that might not see it on the traditional real estate websites or platforms. And you can also put some money behind those ads. So Facebook Business can be really crucial in your real estate business.
Hey, Jess, I have a question on that. Is it because I had a conversation with one agent and they weren't sure, are you guys allowed to like create a Facebook ad and push listings through a Facebook ad?
Yes, you can. There's several different ways of doing this, and we'll kind of go over it next week when we do like the technical stuff too. But you can set up a marketplace listing. For example, this is the easiest way to do it. You set up a marketplace listing, and then you put in all the details of the listing, and then it's live. And then when you go into that listing, you can boost it. You can put $6, $7, $10, like various amounts behind that listing, and it'll boost it out to an audience who might be interactive with that listing itself. And that's directly through Facebook Marketplace. It's the easiest way to boost a particular listing. Or you can set up some more complex ads where you develop a post. It has the listing photos. It might have the listing website link. You can boost that as well. You can put some money behind that. If you have a walkthrough video, we do this with Eric, some of his walkthroughs, we will put money behind so it gets out to a more similar audience, like the audience that he's looking for, people who would really like that price point, who would really like that house. You can target those people and put money behind it. And then very complex, you can actually go in and do some targeting ads that link to your website. And basically, if anybody has visited your website or that particular listing on your website, it gets shown to them again on Facebook. So it's a retargeting ad. And that's like the top of the top. So you can spend more money there. But the easiest thing to do is just to go into Marketplace and boost the listing directly from there.
Is anybody using Facebook Marketplace? Just say aye or raise your hand or say yes, or I'm telling you, it's actually works really well.
Yeah, we're seeing some people.
Yeah. So I hope that you guys are using that, because it's a nice free version that you can just put it on there and show your clients that you got it going in various different ways without spending any money as well.
Yeah, you can do it completely free. And this is a rumor that I've heard. In 2023, I think they're changing the requirements for real estate agents who are posting listings. You have to have a business Facebook page that's verified as a realtor to post housing. They've had so many spammers try to scam people and like get money for apartments and houses and stuff. So you have to be a licensed real estate agent with a business page in order to post listings come 2023. I'm not sure the exact date, but it's better to be safe than sorry and just have a business Facebook account. Make sure you're set up properly so that way you're not dinged in any way and your pages don't get removed or flagged or anything by Facebook.
Hi,
we can talk.
I'm sorry, this is Maria. I tried boosting my listing today on Facebook, and I'm not good at social media, and that's why I'm here on this class. But so I think it was $19. And it got rejected. I still trying to figure out why it was rejected, or where can I go to fix the
So what might have happened is when you're boosting a listing or anything related to a special interest category, you have to make sure that when you're setting up the boost that you select the special interest category, and housing is one of the options. So oftentimes if you're going through the ad or the setup maybe too quickly, there's like a drop down menu and it says like select category and you have to click housing, otherwise your ad will be rejected. So that's most likely how it happened.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
But you can go into it again. You should be able to click edit or revise ad and you can click the special category. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. And I joined late. I'm sorry. Not my intention, but so I didn't get to see the other social media that you might have covered. Are you providing maybe copies of the slides? Okay.
Yes, it will be on YouTube afterwards, so you can look for the recording on Eric's YouTube channel. But this will be available again for you guys to watch afterwards.
Okay, thank you.
So going back to getting started, so we're going to go over some limiting beliefs that a lot of people have when they're starting out on social media. So many times I hear, I'm not good on camera, I don't have a following, I don't know how to create videos on each platform, I don't have the time, or people will make fun of me. And basically, we kind of just have to get over that, especially in this day and age, and if you want to be on social media. So if you're no good on camera, you have to practice. It's like working out. If you're trying to build your muscles, it's not just going to happen in a day. You can't just go to the gym and pick up the 50-pound weights and be a bodybuilder. You have to work at it. So you have to get better on camera. You have to spend 3 minutes in the car and talk to the camera and practice and get comfortable and learn the uncomfortable feeling and how to relieve the tension and how to speak eloquently. You have to practice. Otherwise, if you're just going to sit stagnantly, you're never going to improve. And this will always be an excuse. If you don't have a following, when you start to create content, you begin to grow one. So nobody ever started out with 100,000 followers and decided, oh, I'm going to make content now because 100,000 people care about me. People begin to care about you when you're producing value for them. So when you post photos and videos and relatable, valuable content, people will begin to gravitate towards you, and it'll grow your following. Following is not the most important thing, but it does play a factor in your engagement. So the more you post, the more you will grow. If you don't know how to create videos on each platform, learn. Don't ignore learning this skill, because the real estate industry is changing, marketing is changing, and people are on social media for a reason. And this is where you will meet people. So if you refuse to learn, if you refuse to experiment, if you refuse to mess around with the editors and the video options within these apps, you're basically ignoring an entire category of leads and business opportunities. And it could be almost foolish. It's like ignoring emails from people who are really, really intentional about buying a home, or ignoring phone calls just because you're not good on the phone. Things change, and with the industry that we're working in, we really have to adapt to where the people are. So you have to learn, even if it's uncomfortable. If you don't have time, it could take less than 10 minutes a day. Social media does not have to be a 40-hour-a-week commitment. You can be totally flexible with it. You do not have to post 6 times a day. You do not have to post every single day of the week, even on Sundays. You don't have to do that. You can find a cadence that works for you, and you can build time into your schedule, even if it's 10 minutes a day, to film a quick video in the car, at your desk. It's very flexible, and it can change weekly based on what your other time commitments are. And
Jessica,
finally,
I want to add something there on that, is that inside my phone, I have a folder that I just have social media posts or social media ideas. I can't remember what it's called. And so if I go out and I shoot a video and I put it inside that folder, so then when I go back to look for the content, then you have it in a folder, so you don't have to go through all the zillion photos or pictures. So create a folder on your phone, and then a shared album, and then drop that in there. And then that way, when you go to spend maybe the extra, hour during the week, you have them all there in one spot, and then you can just post them and then schedule them out too, which is nice.
And we'll talk about scheduling a little bit today, and then a lot next week as well. And finally, people will make fun of me. And I challenge this because, so what? Being on social media will, in the long term, earn you more business and more income than if you are not doing it. So if Negative Nancy is making fun of you for your cute little videos and you're making more income, her words don't mean anything. And this is a business opportunity. Social media is no longer the place where you share your lunch photos and like photos of cats. I mean, we could still do that, but it's really a place where you can meet ideal clients and bring in money. And there's many ways you can make money on social media. We'll talk about that next week too. But primarily for real estate agents, it's a place where you form connections and develop relationships, and ultimately onboard clients because they trust you, just because they've seen your posts. So it is a place for you to make income, and you kind of have to just jump the hurdle of people making fun of you, because that doesn't actually happen all that much, especially as you begin to develop your content library out. It gets easier, you get more confident, and this excuse kind of fades to the background. So getting started, we're going to build out our profile. So here I have Eric's Facebook page on the left and his Instagram page on the right. And as you can see, he starts with very consistent imagery across both. So if you haven't already set up your Facebook, or if you are looking to optimize your Facebook and Instagram, this is a great place to start. It's very simple. You can create a header, like banner image. This was created on Canva, and we just took his branding and we put all of his contact information, where he works, all of the main key points that communicate what Eric does and who he is. So this is reflected both on Facebook and on Instagram, just in slightly different formats. But his bio focuses on Being a real estate agent in California Gold Country, the Sierra Foothills, his license number, his contact information, basically what he does. So if anybody was to search Eric Hatch, they've heard the name, don't really know about him. They search him, they know exactly what he does, what he offers, what value he brings, because it's right here in your face the second you pull it up. And this is very important because when somebody comes to your page and you're trying to gain clients or listings or sell real estate, you don't want your bio to be cat lover, coffee lover, loves the mountains. Those are great things, but they don't communicate the value that you can bring to someone. And they also don't invite people to communicate with you on a professional level. So Eric's bios are set up strategically so that people know exactly who he is, but he's still featuring a little bit of personal content to be relatable. It's just not listed in his bio. So again, consistent imagery across the platforms. We have the same profile pictures across everything. This is the same for YouTube and TikTok as well. Links to his website, all of his contact information, so he's easily distinguishable. And then in Instagram, he has a Linktree link. So Linktree is a spectacular app. It is free. There are some paid options that offer some advanced features, but we use the free one. And it's basically a web page that pulls up and you can add as many links to any media outlets that you want. So if you want to direct people to your most recent YouTube video, you can put that right at the top. You can direct them to your TikTok, your Instagram, your YouTube, because you can use this link in various places. You can put it in your TikTok, you can put it in your Facebook, and then people can kind of go anywhere and everywhere directly from this page, and it's free. A lot of people use QR codes, like when they're meeting new people, you can link this to a QR code if you want people to visit your website. It's very versatile and you can use it everywhere. I highly, highly recommend it. Again, it's Linktree, easy Google search, and totally free. So once your profile is set up, we get to go into the content. So a lot of people wonder what to post. We'll start out with the kind of typical realtor stuff. And this is all information that you should already have at your fingertips. And this can change by industry. So if you're in the loan section, or maybe you're a housing developer or construction, this can change. But basically, this is the information that you already have related to the industry that you're serving. So for real estate agents, particularly, new listings, this could be house walkthroughs, this could be video virtual tours, carousels that are single pictures that you swipe across that feature different photos of the listing, new listings that you're featuring coming soon, price changes. These could be static images, a quick video of you saying, hey guys, I'm at this great property. They reduced the price by $20,000. It's really aggressive in this market. I don't think it's going to last long. DM me if you want to see it today. I'm going to be here. Just calling people to action, getting people excited about the price change. This could also be market updates. So what you're seeing in the local market, what you're seeing generally across the United States. A lot of times I see this a lot. Real estate agents have a source where they're getting a local market update every month. So some of them are pretty similar to each other. What you can do is pull facts and information from those local market updates or those monthly market updates and turn them into 30-second clips for Reels or TikToks where it's really fun. And over here on the right, Eric has a great example. This is in his Instagram, and he talks about why it's still a great time to buy a home, even though the market is changing and interest rates are rising. So he covers some of the points that are in the monthly market update. He just does it really fast. It's really engaging. And then people are drawn to his page and might go check out the longer form video on YouTube later on. This goes with educational content. So again, monthly market updates or updates within your local market. This could also be interviews. So you can team up with housing professionals in your area, other real estate agents in your area. We recently did an interview with a loan officer. We talked about how interest rates are affecting people in the local area. You can meet with insurance agents, talk to them about what it really takes to develop their monthly insurance cost, like what factors go into that. And then you share these videos with your audience and it provides them a lot of value and a lot of personal relatability to the content because they're not seeing it come from a traditional news outlet. They're seeing it come from a local professional who's going to be more on their side than CNN or Fox News or any major media outlet. Social media is so personal and so intimate that when people see you promoting it or talking about something, they trust you a lot more. Then we can go into the fun stuff. So the realtor stuff or the industry stuff is pretty standard across every industry. You're going to have a lot of similar content to other people. It might change by state. It might change by region. So like NorCal, SoCal, it might change there. But the fun stuff is where you get to be really personable. And Eric does a lot of really fun local business highlights. So he goes to different venues and features different amenities and showcases all of the cool activities that people can do as locals here in the Sierra Foothills. He's very on top of this, and he's always reiterating the area that he's serving, what these businesses do, what they provide, and why they're so enjoyable to people. And this can draw new buyers into the area if they're looking for a change in lifestyle. So this really features like the lifestyle portion of the area that you're serving. He also does neighborhood tours. So driving through neighborhoods, showcasing the homes, what do they look like? What does the neighborhood look like? What's the feel? You can interview the residents there. Maybe they were previous buyers or sellers of yours, and they want to talk about how much they love the community that they're living in, and then showcasing those amenities and the benefits of each community. So over here on the right, we have 2 videos. These are on YouTube. The first one is Eric and his family's recent visit to Bishop's Pumpkin Farm. So this was a fall highlight. And then he also has a neighborhood tour of why I chose to call Lake of the Pines home, which is really beautiful. And then finally, personal updates. So this is where your personality really shines through. This is what makes you relatable and allows your audience to feel like they're already your friend. And it really incorporates the human brand element. So this is a picture of Eric and his lovely wife, Shannon, on a fall kayak ride last weekend.
So here's the funny part on that is I took that picture like last fall and I stuck it in my little my photos because there's no way that I had any moment on Saturday to actually go on a kayak ride because of business. But so this was just an opportunity, just keeping that footage that you guys can use. And so we had to wait a little bit till it got a little cooler because, you know, we had that. But I wanted to share just something too, like, guys, don't feel like you have to go out and recreate or do something different. Yeah, my wife was always going, oh, here we go. We got to record something. So wherever you're at, just record something. And then just, do I use it? Maybe I might use it. Maybe I don't use it. Maybe I'll use it next year. I had like 5 or 6 minutes last year by between clients in Nevada City. And I just said, you know what, I'm gonna drive up to the top. I put my little camera there on the dashboard and drove down the town and said, guys, welcome to Nevada City. Just wanted to shoot this. Hey guys, here's this building over there. Here's this awesome restaurant or Sereno's on the right. And that thing got like 1,000 views. And it was just like a stupid video just driving down the street of downtown Nevada City. So don't feel like you have to go create something really fancy and special. Just record it. You know, last Saturday I was driving, showing homes, and the fall colors in Nevada City are stunning. And so I want to go back up there and just drive through it and go, guys, check out the fall colors of what living in Nevada City would feel like in the fall time, and keep it like 30 seconds and then just post it.
Yeah. And also elaborating on that, you never have to post like day of. You can post later, you can schedule things out later. It never has to be like, this is happening now, so I have to post it now. You can wait a little bit. So, you know, if you're at an event, maybe you don't want people knowing that you're at that event at that time. You don't want people knowing you're out of your home. There's various reasons why you wouldn't want to post live, you know. You can always post it later. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're on vacation and you want to film some videos on vacation, but you don't want people to know you're on vacation, post them after the fact. That's totally fine. It's very appropriate to time things out and to post things when you're ready for them to be seen. But don't be afraid. And again, like Eric said, it's better to have more content. I always with him, I strive just to have more content than we need. Honestly, like everything is great. It's always better to have way more content than you need than not enough content to sustain a consistent posting schedule.
Hey, Eric, where did you post that? What it's like to live in Nevada City video? Was that on Instagram Reels?
I was last year on YouTube. I think I dropped it on
Okay.
YouTube.
Yeah,
but
there's one on
up there.
YouTube and there's one on TikTok as well.
And I love this is something that I'm working on too, is that we have small little neighborhoods in Auburn and Grass Valley and not just Lake of the Pines, but it's like I'm driving through this neighborhood thinking, wow, this is like, this has a little park that's got, you know, it's got a slide, it's got a small pool, it's got tennis court. So I could like micro it and say, guys, if you haven't heard about this little town, go for it. We have a quick quack car wash that I pulled over on this weekend that I saw that the sign popped up. So I just pulled over. I didn't even park my car. I just pulled over and just did a recording little video. And guys, guess what? We got a quick car wash coming. I mean, just real fast, real quick. I was driving over an NID ditch the other day and I just stopped my car and I pulled over and I just got out. I started explaining what water was and what NID irrigation water is for the county. And so these are just things that I'm not going to go do. I just thought, oh, this would be a fun little video. So you just pull over and do it.
Yeah, and it's very valuable information for the audience. Most people might not even know what NID is. They see the trucks around, but then when they see a video explaining it, they're like, oh, okay. And then Eric becomes a trusted resource for information, and people will then continue to go to him for educational content on the area. And then he remains top of mind when it comes to real estate. So even if your content might not be totally related to a house selling, you're still posting something that's keeping you top of mind, and you're posting to your sphere of influence, and you're posting to local people who support you already. And so you're putting your name out there. It's consistent advertising, even if the content itself might not directly relate to real estate all the time. So a little bit on the human brand. So before here, I mentioned the human brand element when we talk about personal updates. And Cassandra, we talked about this about 3 weeks ago when you have a private personal Instagram and then a business Instagram. And there's nothing wrong with that. I have that. A lot of people have that. But the thing is, you want to be able to incorporate the human brand element into your business Instagram as well, because these types of posts are really what's going to draw people in, get them to relate to you, and get them to feel comfortable with you, feeling like they're already your friend. And so some examples of this are, here on the left, we have a screenshot of the Keeping Current Matters social media graphics. Now, a lot of real estate agents use this, and it's a great resource. It has a lot of value. There's a lot of facts in here, a lot of gold nuggets in here, yes. But if you're looking at this, you're thinking, this is a robot. If you were to just post this all the time without ever, letting your personality in or letting the personal aspects of your life come in, no one's really going to be engaged with this. This is just another schooling on real estate. But if you look to the right, we have Eric's current Instagram feed. This is his most recent posts. So there's a good mix here of some social media graphics that pull the facts from Keeping Current Matters. There's some accolades, some reviews that his clients have left him. There's some new listings just listed. There's a few price changes below this here too. And then there's some personal posts mixed in as well. So we have Eric and Shannon going on a kayak ride. We have Eric donating to the Junior Golf League. There's just so many things that show the human element when it comes to his content that make it so much more inviting than if you were just to post stuffy real estate updates, So some more examples here are, these two screenshots are from Eric's Instagram as well. So the one on the left is his static feed. This is what you might see when you're on his home feed. It's photos, reels, all the things. And then on the right, we have all of his reels. So these are his current reels. And you can see that there's a lot of variation in this content. Again, we have these graphics. I think graphics are great to use sparsely. So you want to make sure that you're integrating these kinds of graphics every once in a while so that it's kind of polka dotted throughout the feed. You never want to do it every day, but graphics are a great way to post on a day when you might not have anything else to say or anything else to post. So always have a few of these in your back pocket. You can pull this information from your monthly market updates. You can pull it from Keeping Current Matters if you're using that platform, Basically, it's a place to show like real estate statistics or quotes or like updates on the market. And then I recommend that you put it in your own branding. So fonts, colors, these are all very important to keep it cohesive across the feed. And then of course we have the listing promotions. So these are featuring all of Eric's current listings, but they are put in his brand. So these are all carousel formats. If you scroll through them, you can see like all the listing photos. But his picture is listed on there. His contact information is listed on there. So people know that it's his. People know that he owns this. And then finally, we have all of the more fun things. So in July, this screenshot is from the July timeframe. We did a Carts and Croissants fundraiser event in Lake of the Pines. And so we have some of the videos and some of the promotion from that. And then we went back here in October and we were able to donate to the Junior Golf League with the funds that we raised from that particular event, which was really cool. So all these things are mixed in here, which makes Eric like a very well-rounded social media personality. And he's not just, you know, focusing on the statistics of social media or of real estate itself.
I love my Taco Tuesday. I know Talia loves Taco Tuesdays, but that was, I mean, I just went to a lunch there and just grabbed a thing of chips and went over to a different table and did a video on my favorite chips. So, I mean, it's just, you know, and it's ask people what their favorite chips were. And so my favorite chips actually are in San Diego. So you'll have to stay tuned for my Taco Tuesday San Diego chips, which Shanna just booked some tickets in December. So anyway, I'll do another
Awesome.
one with chips.
Yeah, so these in particular, these are some of Eric's business highlight posts. So he did a crumble cookie grand opening. That was really exciting. His whole family and our team got to go and try the new crumble cookie in Auburn. And then Taco Tuesday at Maria's. He did a really great one at Lefty's Taco House, which is unfortunately closed now, I've heard. But he goes all over the place and he does these restaurants that are really, really delicious. And then he has this great series, which is called Why I Love Living in Lake of the Pines. And this is where he shows just some quick clips of like the great amenities that Lake of the Pines has. And in this video particularly, he's on the pontoon boat. He is riding with his family. They're getting pizza. And then in another one, over on the right side, they have their little red golf cart, or I guess a big red limo cart, and they're riding around Lake of the Pines and they're playing on the golf course, and it's really cute. And people really relate to that style of content. So don't be afraid to mix in like fun little aspects of your life, even if it is a business page, because people can relate to that stuff.
On your previous page, go back one slide, please. One slide.
One more.
Yeah, there you go. The ones on the left, what did you call those?
These first two are YouTube videos.
No. I'm sorry. Go forward now one. On the left-hand side.
Oh, the left-hand side. So this is the social media graphics that are provided by Keeping Current Matters.
Okay, Keeping Current Matters. Okay.
And
So
sorry for interrupting, but you can actually grab those from CAR.org too. And so they are on there and you can just go and look at graphics and things. So they're kind of various different places. And those are free though on the CAR.org. And it actually gives you like down to the county. We give in my magazine here, we actually gives you like graphics like this that actually breaks down like all the stuff that you can actually go in per county. And so you can actually take this, stick this on your screen and just do a little cute little and record you and your voice and your put your picture on it. Go, hey guys, just want to share what the median price was and I can post this. And that's what Jessica's saying. Everything on the left is kind of boring and yeah, maybe it might be important, but if I posted a picture of this with my picture next to it and a video attached to it, explaining it, it's going to double the exposure.
Yep.
Great. Thank you.
Yep. And you can always take these graphics and make them your own. So what we do is we have a subscription to Keeping Current Matters. So we get to see all these things, but what we do is we take this idea or we take the quote and we make sure that we cite the quote, but we take this idea and then we turn it into something that's our own and branded. That's our own. So we're still communicating this information, but we're taking it and we're fitting it into our feed in a more aesthetic way and a more inviting way. And you can see that here as well. So these two squares on the left-hand side are graphics that were inspired by Keeping Current Matters. All right, so now we're going to dive into followers. How many do you actually need? And my question is, true or false, you need 10,000 or more followers to make money? The answer is false. You need engaged followers to form a community, earn trust, develop relationships, and then earn their business. So it's really not about how many followers you might have, and I'm about to give an example of why. So if you started today on your social media journey and by December 31st, you had 100 followers, starting 2023 and going through the year, only 15% of these followers are highly engaged. That seems like a really small number, right? But those 15 followers, those 15 people, those are real people, choose you through the year of 2023 to be their agent. That's 15 new income opportunities for you just because you decided to start posting some videos on social media. And it doesn't even have to be video all the time. It can be photos or various forms of content. But that 15%, that very small number of those 100 followers are now your clients. And that's 15 new income opportunities for you. So you're never going to be stuck at the level of followers, the same level of followers for 12 months. But this is just an example that even though you might not have a large following, say you only have 50 people that are following you. Imagine being in a room with 50 people that like what you're doing. That's a lot of people. 100 people in the same room all together. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of opportunity to network. So don't be obsessed with the follower count. It doesn't always matter, especially in the real estate industry, when the point of being on social media is to increase your lead opportunity and connect with people rather than being paid like an influencer. And we'll talk about that more next week about the payments like you're an influencer.
And Jessica, I like that, is that you actually on Instagram and stuff, if you set your account up, I don't know if you guys can see that, but you actually get kind of like breakdowns of like accounts reached 9,883. And then it gives you what your percentage was that month. That was a 52% increase from the month before. And account engaged was 234 people, that accounts that I engaged with, which was a 49% increase. And I had a 10% increase with total followers up to 625. So, and then it tells you which picture, which is the one on the kayak that I wasn't even in kayaking that Saturday, was the one that got the most engagement. So you never know what will engage, but and I like getting these statistics because it kind of helps you understand. And I think you're getting the analytics next week, so I just jumped too fast. Sorry.
That's okay. No, but that's a great point, because you never know what kind of content is really going to do well. So it's important to experiment with your content strategy and play with videos. We'll go into that now, but play with videos, see what works. Some things might not work. Some things might work. Some things do really well on TikTok. Some things don't do well at all on TikTok, but they do really well on Instagram. It's all a process, and it's all kind of a science experiment. I like to say it's a science experiment because things change every single day. And yeah, it is overwhelming, but it's like a roller coaster. You just kind of have to embrace it. And if one video doesn't do well, oh well, on to the next. Let's try it again. Let's do something different. So going in back to followers, the more you post, the more you grow. So like I said before, if you had 100 followers at the start of the new year, you're not going to stay at 100, especially if you're consistently posting. So the more you grow, when you have valuable content that people really, really enjoy, they find it relatable. I recommend starting out with an unpaid strategy. So Eric does not put any money behind his TikToks or his Instagram content. So all of that stuff that you see is natural engagement or natural views. And I recommend doing this, especially on Instagram, because it is a great way to just organically reach people. And nowadays, people will see when you're putting money behind posts, and they're less likely to interact because they know they're being sold something. You want to develop a very organic, natural relationship with them without paying for it. Again, do not buy followers or third-party apps. You've probably heard this before. Anybody can buy followers nowadays, which is another reason why follower count really doesn't matter. You can buy followers, you can buy likes, you can buy engagement. So just do not do that. It will damage your account. It will flag your account. Your account could be shut down. Or worst of all, your account could be still active, and then in the years to come, it will not organically reach people who might be interested in you because the platform thinks that you are a spammer. So do not buy followers or third-party apps that will promise the increase of followers and engagement. And then finally, captions, hashtags, trending audios, and trending themes can all play a part in your reach and your growth. And we'll talk about captions and hashtags and the formula of a post next week. But trending audios and trending themes are really important, and there's so many. So take some time this week or this weekend to go through and look at what's going on. There is a reference document in the message section of this presentation. So go ahead, it's at the very top. Click into that, and there's a whole bunch of links to some idea pages and a whole bunch of creators that we love who produce really good content that you can take some great ideas from. So content, this is the reference list that is included. So if you're looking to find ideas, the simplest way to do this is to search on your favorite search engine, social media ideas for realtors. For me, the best places to find this is TikTok or Instagram. You just search it in the search bar, and you're going to get hundreds of free videos that are people explaining what you should do with your reels. There are some what to post options here at the top of the reference document. Again, you can check the resource list. It's in the message section at the very, very top. And then also spend time on the apps. Go ahead and go through this list of noteworthy content creators. You might see your name on here. Spend time and see what these people are creating, and then take that and run with it and give it your own unique spin. Make that content your own, but basically just go out there, see what people are creating, and figure out a way that you can turn it into your own original content. But maybe you're using the same themes, you're using the same music, but you can do a lot with social media, and there's a lot of resources out there to kind of copy, but don't copy, emulate. So when it comes to content and filming and batching, this is where it can get a little bit tricky. And this is where people are like, oh, I don't have the time, I can't do this. So maybe start out with 1 hour a week filming and 1 hour a week editing. What Eric and I do is I will go into his office 1 hour a week. That's it. And we film 5 to 10 short videos where we've pre-selected the topics, or we found 5 to 10 videos that we like, and we just recreate them in the office. And it doesn't take very long. It's maybe 5 minutes a video. It's very short. I have him do it several times just so we know we're getting the right take, we're getting the right clip. He's always laughing at me. He's like, are you sure we have to do it again? And I'm like, look, if we get it right now, we won't have to take the time out of our week next week to do it again. So again, it's always better to have more content than you think you'll need. So record multiple takes. Don't be afraid to refilm and get it right. There's literally nothing more cringe on social media than when a video, the lip sync or the pointing, the motions don't match up with the sound. And if you can't get these lip syncs and these pointing or the motions matched up, it kind of shows that you're not paying attention to the details. So it's really important to get these videos as high quality as possible, but then make sure that you're still posting them and you're not super obsessed with the final results. So if you don't have the time to take maybe 1 hour to 2 hours a week to develop content, you can easily film a few videos in the drive-thru when you're getting your Starbucks coffee. Hey guys, I'm getting my coffee. It's a really busy day today. Just wanted to check in. Thank you all for your support. Like, if you're really interested in any of the houses I'm going to today, please DM me. Check the next stories for the houses. And then you do some houses that you're walking through that day. Very short, very fun. Film various clips throughout the day in the lifestyle. So you're at your desk, maybe you're doing paperwork, maybe you're at the grocery store getting lunch, just like fun things that make you personable. This is what people are looking for because they want to see that their life is relatable to somebody else's. And then just remember that everything is content. So I have a great example of this. And Sarah, if you're here, you're going to laugh. But Sarah Stone Francisco posted this video a while ago. She is going to a listing and there was roadkill in the way, and she scoots it off the road with a stick. And her social media manager captures this moment and puts the sound "everything is content" over it. And it is a great example of relatability, and Sarah's personality just comes through. It is so funny, but it's also true because nobody wants to go up to a new house and see a raccoon laying dead on the ground. So it's very funny. It's very relatable. This is on her Instagram and her TikTok. Sarah Stone Francisco, she is listed on the content list. So go ahead and take a look when you have a chance. And then finally, we get to equipment. So a lot of this is very overwhelming. I know this. How do I start filming? What do I film on? What things should I use? So when you're just beginning, we have these great things in our pockets all the time. You might have an iPhone, you might have an Android, whatever you have, that's perfect. You don't need anything more than that, really. So start with your iPhone. I do recommend a tripod, which is over here on the right. I have this one. I have a few of these, and it's flexible, so you can hold it while you're walking through properties, keeps the phone stable. You can put it on your desk. This is what Eric and I use when we shoot content in his office. And then also a microphone. So if you're doing a lot of presentations or video filming where you're speaking to the camera, a microphone is very, very a really great option because it limits the outside noises that might come into play. So if you have a busy office or you have a lot of people talking in the background, a microphone will limit the excess noise and just raise the quality of your video so much. So I highly recommend it. There are 3 links on the reference list for you to go check out my top favorite microphone and 2 tripods. One's a little one. It just connects to your phone right here and you can bring it with you. You can put it on your keychain. And the other one is this bigger one. It's like maybe this tall. I take them with me everywhere. They're great. But then when you get into the more complex stuff, you're going to see online that a lot of people who have hundreds of thousands of followers, they have more complex editing programs. So they might have a ring light, they may use a GoPro, they may use a drone, and fancy editing software. You don't need to worry about this at the beginning, but it is something that you can consider when you're ready to level up your marketing game. And we use an editing software on my desktop called Clipchamp, and that is unique to Windows specifically. So you can go on there. There's a free version, there's paid versions. I think the most expensive one is $39. That's what we have. And basically I'll build all of Eric's videos in this one platform with no music. And then I'll take that video and I'll export it to the platform it's supposed to be on, and I'll use the music there. So we'll talk about that part of it next week as well too, because that's important. So reminders when filming content, go slow. Content filming can be really overwhelming. Practicing is really overwhelming. It's a lot. So go slow, speak slowly, pay attention to details, try to limit your filler words and pauses. Just like those blank moments, just try to limit them or edit them out because those can be very distracting in a video. Don't be afraid to re-record, film things a few times until you get it right and keep trying. Basically, the hardest step to social media is starting. And the best way to start is just to publish that very first post and get going. You don't want to linger on all the small details because that will just hinder it and it'll push you back and push you back. You just have to start and practice to get going. So next week, we will cover more of the nitty-gritty, creating a content calendar, how we use Meta Business Suite for scheduling, analytics, captions and hashtags, and basically a post formula, engagement with others and how that can help you. And then we'll briefly touch on growth and ads, which includes organic versus paid engagement and earning money from social media. So thank you all for attending. And now we are open for questions if you have any.
I know John's asked a question in the chat that I email a monthly newsletter to clients and prospects. How can I use these email addresses in Facebook and Instagram to gain followers?
That's a tricky one.
So go ahead.
In Facebook, you can upload typically you can upload the emails as leads or as contacts, like in a contact form. And then you can invite those people via email to like your page, but you cannot take that list and have them automatically become followers of your content. What I do recommend doing instead is building an email specifically to that list. And I've done one for Eric where it's, hey, I really love interacting with you guys. If you want to see more of my content, visit me on these platforms. And I link it directly to Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. So they can see that link, they can click on it, and then they can choose to follow you on those platforms if they wish to do so. this is the easiest way to get that email list aware that you are on social media. So send them an email, link all your pages, ask them, please, interact with me. I'd love it if you could follow along. This is the best way to do that.
And I've got,
Can I add to that?
please.
So if you want to take a specific list and if you want to do like a paid ad on Facebook, you can go through your business page and create an audience with those emails and or phone numbers that you have. And that will push that ad to those specific people. And then with that audience, if you're getting interaction, you can grow that audience with something they call like a like audience. And then it pushes your ad to people who have similar or search similar content as those people that you're targeting. So there is a way on your Facebook business page to utilize those emails, and like you can import your CRM emails to make sure that the people that you are marketing to are seeing your ads specifically.
And I just sent the reference list again for those who are asking. It is the most recent message in the message chain.
And what I like about that list that you just shared there, I mean, 2 weeks ago, Cass brought up some girl that was just killing it somewhere. And so these are just coming into these trainings and then adding it from all of you guys and what you guys are seeing out there as well. So it's just not Jessica and I, it's people that we recognize that are just killing it in the industry. And so it's been kind of fun.
Yeah, I'm going to pull that up right now and we can look at a few things on here. Because there are some great content examples of people who are really just killing it online and producing a lot of really great content. So let me pull that up right now for everybody.
And when you're pulling that up, guys, I know there's some questions about how you guys can get some help and some assistance. And I believe Hunter Royal was in here. Yep, there he is. So he's still in. So you guys can reach out to him. So I don't know if Hunter, if you want to put your contact information in there, you're welcome to do that as well.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Eric.
He is your social media specialist with the company, because a lot of you guys aren't going to be able to go out and hire a Jessica. But so you got Hunter, because that's what Dan and Ron Hoy have provided for us. So good morning, Ron. Thanks for being with us too.
Morning.
So I pulled up this reference list. So at the top, there is the 3 links. This is through Google search. So if you actually wanted to go on Google and just search social ideas for real estate agents, a lot of this stuff will come up. There's a lot of free resources. And then my favorite things are going on Instagram. And actually Chelsea is a really, really skilled real estate marketing coach. We just went to one of her seminars and she has a link in her bio on Instagram that takes you to a content list. So you have to sign up for her emails, but that's okay. Like they're really valuable. But she is really great at directing real estate agents on how to make reels or what kind of content to produce. So I really recommend her. She's the top person on this list. And then go ahead and go through this. A lot of these people, Bethany Nolan, she makes really, really fun videos. We love all her videos. We really emulate after her because they're just so informative, but they're also fun. They're very colorful and quirky. And then there are some local people on here. So Angie is one of them. She does a really good job. She's got a good variety of content. She's really funny. Bryce and Stephanie Lugo are also YouTubers. So they have a really great YouTube channel that talks about real estate business. So it's targeted for real estate agents and how to expand their business, but they're also very personable on social media. So they do show a lot of the ins and outs of their lives. I believe she just had a 2nd child or a 3rd child. So they're pretty intimate with their followers online. Stevie is a Keller Williams representative, and she is really great too. She does a lot of cute little videos, so you can take some inspiration from her. And then Sarah, of course, is a local realtor up here. She makes a lot of really great content. I think she's been doing this now for about 2.5 years, and she is really just killing it online. So definitely check her out. And then if you want to see what Eric is doing, he is on this list as well. So most of these people, you can click on this Instagram and then you can go to their bio and then be directed to all of their social media platforms. But Instagram is a great place to start.
I know Tom Ferry always says, it's research and development, it's rip off and duplicate. So just put your own little twist to it, but whatever that you want to do. So I like some type idea, and we want about the table and some things. So I am the table. So I mean, you just kind of make your own thing, and sometimes you just make it up as you go. And so but kind of take their concept and then tweak it to be your own personality.
Yeah, and don't be afraid to be fun with it and experiment, and just see what works and what doesn't, and just press post, because that's the hardest thing to do, is to start. So just press the post button.
Yeah, I think there was some of those Kimber last. Some of you guys had a bunch of videos, but you guys hadn't posted them yet. So you started getting the content. I don't think she's in here today, but I don't see her. But yes, make sure you just start posting it. So that's important. All right, perfect. It's 10:09, so we've gone a little bit over. So Jessica, thank you so very much, you guys. So please, I think we answered all the questions in the chat. If you guys please be here next Friday, and we'll get a little bit deeper into it. And then feel free to share any ideas and that's what this is all about, is just kind of coming and learning and understanding kind of what we need to do. I think just because I started doing this consistently with Jessica, I don't know what the numbers are, but it's been, I think we're probably almost doubled my followers and engagement and stuff, just because I needed somebody to push me to be consistent. And so feel free to just be consistent with it. Because I know Cass, I saw her very first videos, and now look at her, she's polished. So it's great. So we were all newbies at one time, and so we have to start somewhere. So those who have joined, who are brand spanking new, just post your first one. Because now I'm amazed when I go back and look at 20-something years of videos. I think I've been doing videos on YouTube for 15 or 18 years. And so when I go back and now I look at that and go, wow. And some of them it's scary. Some of them I look like a little baby boy. And so it is really quite scary. So, but they're there and they're still gaining traction. So then people can actually build with you. I'll tell you right now, there's so many people that call me because I'm an influencer, or I talk to people that I've never sold a house to. I had somebody call me the other day, and I probably about 5 years, they call me about real estate questions, and I've never sold a house to them. And eventually, because they keep calling me, I know it's what I call a deferred commission that's going to happen. So that's kind of where you will be, is that you're just kind of there, and people there, as Jessica shared, a trusted advisor in the real estate market. So they know that because they see me, the content, the top of mind awareness that Dan always talks about, when they know who they want to go to, they're going to come to you and say, hey, I want you to come, sell my house. Because I'm going to a lady that's been watching my magazines and watching me. She's lived in Lake of the Pines for 30 years. And that's about how long I've been doing real estate. She goes, I've been watching your career grow. And of course, I'm going to use you. And she reached out and called me because she has seen that consistency on that. So feel free, guys. So thank you so very much. Again, this is, we will post this right after this on my YouTube channel. So you're welcome to go back and watch it again and again and again. And thank you guys so much for joining us, and feel free, make sure you got Hunter's information there to talk about getting some of you asked about how to get some of those channels set up, and he would be happy to help you guys set those up. And then make sure those who are on Snap, there is Snap training that is coming up as well. So make sure you guys jump on that too. And again, education, if you, Tom Ferry always says, if you stop learning, you stop earning. And that's important, that we need to keep learning and learning. So thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful and successful weekend, and go sell a house or 6. Okay. Go for it.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
guys.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Jessica,
Thanks, guys.
you might still be the host there. So you probably
Okay. I'll end it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.